I need the scoop.
6 years of love crumble in an instant when a boyfriend backs out of buying an engagement ring at the last possible moment. This heartbreaking Reddit confession sparked fierce debates about commitment, timing, and whether some relationships are built on false promises. Get ready for a love story that will make you question everything you thought you knew about being ready for marriage.
My boyfriend and I have been together 6 years as of this August. We have lived together now for close to 2 years as well. We have had many conversations about marriage, babies, and our future together. This past winter, we had a more serious and strategic conversation about our future than we have had in the past. We decided that we both wanted to get married in late January of 2019. My boyfriend asked me to send him links to rings I was interested in for the engagement. I sent him links by late January of 2018. I, of course, wasn't expecting a proposal within a few weeks of our conversation. However, I did assume that a proposal would happen within the first 3 months of the year, considering we would need at least 8 months to plan a proper wedding. Fast forward to March 2018, and we have a vacation planned for the last week of March and first week of April. This trip was very representative of our relationship, as it was a mainly hiking and outdoors themed trip. Maybe I was naive, but I was almost certain he was going to propose at some point during our trip. My friends and family were all expecting a proposal as well, despite the fact that we had not talked to many people about our plans for marriage. My boyfriend was seemingly the only person that did not notice what a great opportunity our trip was for an engagement. I came home from the trip disappointed. I absolutely understand that he is not expected to read my mind and know that I was expecting a proposal. What hurt is that he seemed like the only person that did not know me well enough to know how important this trip was and how meaningful a proposal would have been. I started to think he wasn't being honest with me about his intentions to get married. For the next week after our trip, we had many thoughtful discussions about what to do. He made it very clear to me that he still wanted to get married this year, and that the past few months had gone by so fast he didn't think about planning a proposal in time for our trip. Fast forward to this past weekend, April 20th. He tells me that he has an appointment on Saturday, but won't tell me what it's for. I start to assume he is up to something regarding a proposal. Sunday night, he asks me about my rings again, and asks me which one I really prefer. At this point, I am very certain he is looking to buy a ring within the next week. Monday night after work, he has another mysterious appointment. As you might guess, I am now dead certain a proposal is happening very soon. Come Tuesday night, he is acting funny. He seems sad, distant, and distracted before bed. I ask him what's bothering him, and he finally admits that he is feeling a lot of pressure to propose. He tells me that he was on the phone that morning about to finalize his purchase of a ring. But he gets a bad feeling and backs out. He tells me that he feels like he needs more time, but doesn't say how much time he needs. When I asked him about the bad feeling he got, he explained that it was basically being unsure if we had had enough discussions based around how we plan to spend our lives together. After 6 years together, that's exactly what I thought when he said that too. It felt like he wasn't being honest about his real feelings. I am completely floored. I felt like someone had punched me in the stomach. Hearing that was the last thing I expected to hear from him last week. I feel like he has lied to me this entire year about his seriousness over marriage. I feel like he has betrayed my trust and that we are no longer a team. I feel like he's broken my heart from having second thoughts about proposing. At this point in the year, it's almost too late to start planning a wedding for January. So essentially, our plans have unraveled completely. I feel lost. I don't know whether or not this is a deal breaker for me. Despite my boyfriend wavering on the proposal, he still strongly claims that he wants to spend his life with me and doesn't want to lose me over this. I'm not sure if this is something I can move past, but I also can't imagine not being with him. Despite being hurt so badly, breaking up isn't something that my brain has even truly considered. I would really love to hear some advice and opinions on this. I haven't talked to many of my friends about this, and have really been trying to work through it with my boyfriend alone. Any advice would be greatly appreciated.
The Reddit community was deeply divided, with some defending the boyfriend's right to take his time, while others warned that 6 years should be enough to know. The couple spent months in painful circular conversations, trying desperately to bridge the gap between her need for commitment and his perpetual uncertainty. 3 months after that devastating night, one final conversation would determine whether love was truly enough to overcome their fundamental differences.
3 months later, we have decided to end our relationship. We officially broke up a few weeks ago, and he moved his furniture out of our apartment this week. I received incredibly varied advice from my original post. I took all of it into consideration and let him read the post as well. We tried our very best over the last few months to move past this, but we were not able to. Breaking up seemed like the only option left. To all of you that told me that he wanted to be with me, but didn't want to get married, you were right. I didn't want to believe it, but after months of circular conversations, it came back every time. He just didn't want to get married. He didn't feel like he was ready, and he didn't know when he would be. Basically, I wanted to post an update on this thread because I needed to get it off my chest. I always figured that maybe some of you were in similar situations, and you were hoping to eventually hear the outcome. Thank you to everyone who had originally commented on my post. You definitely gave me a lot to think about.
Sometimes the most painful endings lead to the most necessary new beginnings. This story resonates with anyone who's ever questioned whether they're asking for too much or settling for too little in love. Share your thoughts on relationship timelines and commitment in the comments, and explore our other videos for more stories about love, loss, and finding the courage to choose yourself.